the second time.
Hello again for the second time.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Here, you guys can sit on one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like to call to order the regular City of Mayville Common Council meeting, September 11th, 2023 at 7:02 p.m. And we need a roll call
Yes. Alderman Tilden,
here.
Alderman Newman,
Here.
Alderperson Olfen,
Here.
Alderman Schmidt,
Here.
Alderman Roger Smith,
Here.
and Alderperson Edit.
Here.
Before we do the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to have a moment of silence to remember the 9/11 victims. If we could do that, please. Then we can do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Going on to citizens' comments. Number 3, are there any citizens' comments? Citizens' comments are to be kept a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker, unless the chairperson allows an extension of time. Each citizen is to make comments at the podium after stating name and address. Each citizen may comment only one time per public hearing per meeting. Any citizens' comments? No citizens' comments. Move on to the consent agenda. That agenda contains 2 items. 1, to approve minutes of August 14th, 2023 council meeting. And 2, to approve operators licenses for the following: Gina T. Matson of Houstonburg, Wisconsin. I'd like to object the consent agenda for the minutes of the August 14th, 2023 common council meeting.
I'll second that.
It's been heard the motion and second, so we'll move that into the next after the reports of the officers.
Why do you not want to approve that?
There's there's a couple things in here that I did not verify. I couldn't verify because I was rewatching the meeting. And it deals with, we can actually deal with that when we talk about it. I'd like to move the approval of the minutes off the consent agenda and have that for discussion after the report of officers.
I'm confused. Why wouldn't you just do it now?
You want to comment? Okay, you want to do it now? We can do that now. Part of the minutes I have, I didn't know I was running the meeting.
We need to remove that before we can have a conversation about it.
Right?
So there's been a motion and a second. Was that when we have the conversation about it?
It's got to be pulled off the consent agenda, and then we can vote on the consent agenda, which would be number 2. But then we can talk about it.
My understanding is that the consent agenda is just one person to pull it.
Yeah. I can object to it. Pull it off.
Okay.
Just like I did last time. So we'll put the approval of the minutes, we'll talk about that, have a conversation about that. Number two, item number 2 on the consent agenda, approve operator's license for the following: Gina P. Matson, Houston. Any problems? All good? Green light?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Next, the report of the officers, mayor monthly reports, update on the following topics in for the absence Mayor Gwynn is Alderperson Smith.
All right, Sickich investigation. It's been roughly 6 weeks since we last spoke with investigators from Sickich Investigative Unit. I anticipate we'll receive a comprehensive report available to share with the community in the near future. 2, day-to-day treasury operations. Welcome again to Tony Meeks. Tony joined us at the beginning of the month, bringing a wealth of experience, which will help us move forward with better processes and management of the city's treasury. We'll continue to make improvements to our operational procedures in the treasury. This morning, we delivered our department heads a new budget workbook created with the help of Sickich. The workbook combines year-over-year historical data columns and also current year performance to budget data column. Departments are to have the draft completed by September 22nd, and we will meet with each department head to review and edit as necessary. Once entire budget is complete, it will not only be on one centralized spreadsheet, it will also allow for automatic upload of the approved budget numbers into Excel, mitigating the data errors, entry errors which have been recurring problem in recent years. I spoke with John Rader from Baker Tilly last week. John validated the soundness of continuing forward with Sickich as needed for operational support throughout the year, and then rely on Baker Tilly to conduct our annual audit. He further stated we were right where we should be in the timing of creating the 2024 budget. Third, general observation on the Naperville city government. State statute and city ordinance guides nearly every aspect of how things are to be done inside the city hall. When it comes to conducting meetings, the presiding officers to maintain civility and decorum during meetings. Further, the meetings are to be conducted via the use of Robert's Rule of Order revised. The book heavily emphasizes that while in deliberations, it's imperative to avoid personalities at all costs. For government to operate constructively, especially during council meetings, we must avoid criticism of one another, avoid personal attacks, condemnations, and confrontations, and we must keep things professional and focus on the business at hand. City Ordinance 38-5A echoes the sentiment. It is a duty of the chair to remain decorum, and it is incumbent upon every member of the council to address the city chair directly and avoid personalities. Any said conduct listed above is simply out of order. I'll close my comments by thanking those that chose to work for the city of Mayville. Every day I'm amazed at the dedication and care that our city employees each put into their job. I frequently hear the same sentiment from other community members. Thank you. I hope you all have an enjoyable Audubon Day this coming weekend. Kudos to Christine Schaefer for all her hard work in bringing it back to 3-day format. I'm grateful to serve the community. Regards, Mayor Gwen.
okay, any questions? I have a couple. In the report, it said treasurer. Tony, you were hired as comptroller treasurer, right?
Yes,
All
correct.
right, so that should be comptroller / treasurer. And what's this about a December 22nd date for Sickich? Is it September 22nd or December 22nd?
Departments to have the draft completed by September 22nd.
September. Okay, if it was December, I was gonna have a problem with that.
All set? Anybody else? Any comments? Next. So I took off the approval of minutes of August 14, 2023, the common council meeting. Now it's open.
All right, and again, I am not attacking our deputy treasurer. I just don't understand why the things I asked to go on the agenda, one or two weren't even put on at all. And the others were mixed up, construed to what I actually wanted, and that's why I gave all of you a copy of the emails, and I'm wondering what that's all
Sorry, we're talking about the approval of minutes of August 14th, or we're talking about something else?
Yeah, they're,
about. We're talking about tonight's agenda.
I think we're going to go through minutes.
yeah, we're going to go right on. Rather than minutes.
Minutes from the last meeting.
Oh, this right there. For the 14th common council meeting, I looked on the website, it was not available on the website on YouTube,
Mhm.
and then it was not available on YouTube itself either, so it was pulled down for some reason. and I
Was
wanted,
it up there at all at one time?
no idea, I
Okay,
was looking for it.
all right.
So I'm questioning the minutes. Here in closed session, reports of the officers. It is section 5. It's actually 6 after 6. Page 3, page 4 of 6. On the common council meeting minutes, Monday, August 14th, 2023. When we discussed with possible action dissolving the wastewater water commission. And we motioned to table until 2060. By Smith and seconded by Schmidt. What I'm questioning is the validity of the comment of 2060 as a date table. I think it was, if I remember correctly, I'm not an elephant. But I remember correctly, after we took the vote, Roger, you said, yeah, we're gonna do this till 2060. I think it's inaccurate of the 2060 vote. I think that was just a side comment.
I thought Roger was kidding.
Yeah, but I just want to mark that as if we can correct that or amend that or update that at a later time. I don't know that rule.
Is there a reason that it's not valid to table until 2060?
Yeah,
I think that's ridiculous.
Well, that may be, but
well,
is there a statute or a rule or anything that violates?
no, it's just a little unreasonable. I think 2060, that's just, but, you know, just throwing out there, we could do that. You could make a motion to table indefinitely, you can make that motion, or you can make a time limit on it, like a year, but 2060 is just a rule.
Does that mean we have to bring it back up to vote again? If I change anything?
Well, yeah, that means that someone else, as myself, could put that agenda item on there again and,
Yeah, so I'm not,
Bring it up.
so I'm not changing, because
Right.
what you put on the agenda was ridiculous as well, so.
but then,
no,
now see,
I'm not
now,
doing that.
that would be out of line.
If that's a
Yeah,
technical.
yeah, that's,
Okay, so you told me that, you told me that's really ridiculous, so what I'm asking.
no, I said the 2060 date was ridiculous. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, I just want it to be corrected. I didn't see the YouTube, I just wanted to find out if we can amend that. I'll approve the minutes on less section 5. I don't want to get attacked, I don't want to argue, I just want it to be
Then I'm gonna,
updated.
and I'm gonna say no,
And
because that is what I put on the table, that is what we voted on, and that's what we agreed to.
Okay,
I thought you were kidding around, Roger, it's a side joke. No, honestly, I did.
It's just back to the question, it's not making any rules or regulations for state statutes or city statutes, so I think I have to stand there.
but it's not proven yet, so we have to look at YouTube and see what was said. And see what the vote was. So on that, I just make a motion not to approve the minutes of August 14th, 2023 common council meeting.
And I'll second it again.
So there's a,
Can we move that to our next council meeting
we can do that.
so that there's time to go over it and get things straight?
That's just a sensible thing to do. We need that to be correct, obviously. So there's a motion,
I second it.
first, second. Take a vote on it.
This is the Public connect.
Yeah, to table the minutes, the table the approval of minutes until our next common council meeting. Thank you.
And I'll second that as well.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a clerk report, I'm sorry that I skipped you. Or acting clerk, or do we have a report with that, or? Christine, do you have anything, or nothing at all? None?
Alderman Tillman about that.
Just a conversation regarding the mayor comments, quick comments, staff reports. I talked a little bit with Nolan and the DOJ guidance on this, that if there's gonna be stuff on there, it's gotta be clear what the items are going to be on the agenda. And I'm able to just slap a comment on there, blanket comments, and then provide a bunch of information that the public isn't privy to prior, so. And speaking with both my administrator several of my administrators, that work in multiple different municipalities. They don't even provide all of these reports at their meetings due to the fact that they're just gobbled up. Tons and tons and tons of time. I mean, that's stuff that could be sent out via newsletter or something. So anyway, that was kind of the angle in terms of my putting it on this agenda.
Can I ask a question? So we've got on here a note in order to comply with the meeting laws. How does this not comply with the meeting laws?
Because putting a generic report on there without providing the information that's going to be included in the report doesn't offer the public any information regarding what's coming up at the meeting. So if there's a piece of information that's going to be discussed and the public is not aware of that, they're not able to show up prior, make their comments, whatever.
What the topic was about.
Correct. So just in reading through the Wisconsin DOJ open meetings law guide, it's kind of frowned upon in general. But obviously that's something that as a council, we would have to discuss and kind of make a decision on.
If I could just clarify that a little bit, what Alderman Tillman said is correct. The open meetings law guide does say that it's not considered best practices, and in support of that, they cite a letter from the Wisconsin Attorney General from 2004 that says it's the outer edge of lawful practice may well cross the line to become unlawful for the reasons that Alderman Tillman just said. The opinion is that the subject matter forthcoming events would probably be minimally adequate. So my recommendation, again, to comply with the open meetings law. I realize it's been a longstanding practice to have these items listed as, reports of department heads or mayor's comments, but putting some additional description on there as to what they're likely to be discussing, if they are going to be providing reports or comments, I think would be good practice.
In that regard, to the end of the year, we've asked all of the department heads to submit their reports, right, correct? For the end of the year, already.
And that was due to, the city budget that many of us still don't know anything about.
So you're suggesting that anytime
I'm suggesting that we just remove that stuff. Because a lot of other municipalities do not discuss that in
Works for them.
their meetings. I mean, that's information that can all be provided via department newsletters or on the website or whatever. We might be sitting here for an hour and 20 minutes listening to reports that
All right,
are shot out via email.
I will make a motion to remove them.
Can I make another comment first? Sure. But I have a question. There's one thing you commented on there is it doesn't give a citizen an opportunity to come to the council meeting and address one of the things that's been brought up. We're not even going to bring it up during the meeting, then that negates the opportunity for a citizen to bring it to our attention and say, hey, I have a question on this.
Well-
How do we make that compatible?
If you're not providing it at the meeting, you don't have to provide that opportunity. What I'm saying is that all they're doing is coming up here when we have live report, council report, they're just finding out what's going on. And this stuff can be thrown out there via website,
Yeah.
via email. I mean, there's no reason we have to broadcast it and have 45 minutes of meeting time doubled up by that, you know what I mean? Like everything's pretty accessible now. I can get any piece of information in 5 seconds on my phone. You know, I just think if we spend a lot of time sitting here, yeah, meetings that are going into 10, 10:30. I don't think it's necessary. That is my opinion. Okay.
So there's a motion.
So then information will be provided somehow.
Correct.
A report on the website.
Correct.
So
I mean,
is that what we're proposing?
Well, it's what should be happening already.
Okay,
Yeah, the mayor can do his
I
report.
mean, I don't know that there's any reason that it needs to be, all of it even needs to be on there. I mean, we don't, I mean, does the public really need to know how many, EMT calls? we have last time? Is it really relevant or to know what their staffing situation is? That's not really relevant information that I feel like we need to worry about on a monthly basis.
We're still being creating the policy.
So I think, to get what Ken said in there, I think it's important that we have a report out on a regular basis from our department heads so we know what's going on. Because if we don't have something, how do we know what's going on and how do we know what their issues and challenges are?
Those can be internal things that are just sent to us. They don't have to be. We don't have to have a meeting, discuss, there were 72 ambulance calls and recruiting is going, like, the public doesn't do all that. It's irrelevant.
so if there's an issue, if the reports are sent to us, if there's an issue, we can bring it up.
And then you put it on the agenda, we
Absolutely.
talk about it. I just don't think there's a need for people to know how many car accidents there were last month. How many applicants, I mean, they don't need that. I don't have that at my job. If we don't sit down in meetings and have reports on this person is doing this and this person is doing that, like, unless there's something relevant. That stuff isn't even need to be provided.
It's my job to do a monthly report out on everything we're doing. So I get what you're saying. So essentially try to make better use of our time.
Right, I mean, some of these meetings are going crazy late.
So there's a motion from Alderperson Olson. Is there a second? What is the motion?
Yeah, we're gonna have to revise that somehow.
The motion was to remove agenda items, the mayor's comments, clerk's comments, treasurer report, department staff reports.
And so,
Okay,
I think the
do we
mayor,
need to add that the report should be sent to us, or is that already?
Well, I think that would be an internal policy thing. That's something we have to.
well, I think we need to address that in the motion. Otherwise, we're just guilt and nothing happens.
I made the motion, so
And they're still required to make written reports.
Okay,
at the
so
end of the year.
you request that they provide council a monthly report via email. I mean, I think that's relevant, plenty adequate. If there's an issue, give us maybe ask that it's, 10 days prior, so we've got time to throw it on the agenda if there's an item that needs discussion, but if there's nothing that needs discussion, I feel like we're spending a lot of time talking about things that don't need to be discussed.
Okay, I'll second that motion with those terms added, that
We get
there
the
is a
reports,
report. given,
email
to
to every
us so that
Alderperson and
if there's a concern, we can bring it up at one of the council meetings.
so that can be every Alderperson. Right?
Sure, everybody on council probably.
The mayor, our deputy clerk,
Sure,
our comptroller treasurer.
sure.
So I have a
Attorney,
question.
city attorney.
I have a question on the mayor's.
I
I have a question on not allowing the mayor to have comments, because it's generally when he does, it's pretty short. And I think that adds a continuity to what we're doing, what we're about, so to include that in that agenda, I think would be better if we excluded the mayor from this adjustment. Because I think there's an opportunity for the mayor to draw everything together and provide some oversight that maybe we just don't have as individual Alderpersons.
I think that's the point of the not having a generic mayor's report though, is that nobody knows what we're talking about.
You can still
So
put
there's,
sorry, you can still put it up there ahead of time. think,
I mean, if it was on the agenda, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, if there's something that's that relevant, again, like, I mean,
Put it on the website.
we got a website.
Yeah,
I mean, I just feel like it's so easy to send information out. And
On the
have this
mayor's
information, and
corner.
we're just
Newspaper.
blowing a lot of time on this stuff.
I understand what you're saying. I think it's still, I still think it's perfect to have the mayor's comments.
I would just point to, Wisconsin statute. What is this? 62.09, the city officer statute. Part of the mayor's duties include, and this is subsection 8A, the mayor shall be the chief executive officer. The mayor shall take care city ordinances and state laws are observed and enforced. And then sub B, the mayor shall from time to time give the council such information and recommend such measures as the mayor may deem advantageous to the city. Now, I don't know exactly what that requires without doing further research. All I'm saying is if the mayor wants to put something specific on the agenda to give comments on, as long as it complies with the things we were discussing previously about making sure that the agenda item is specific enough, I don't know if the council could prevent him from doing that without doing further research.
That points out to, he can put that on the agenda if he wants to do a mayor report, he can. There's something special you'd like to talk about.
Right, provided
That's exactly,
identified.
that's exactly what this agenda is. That's exactly what the common council is all about. So I don't think we need to put on there that we need to keep the mayor's report. If he wanted to report on something that is detrimental to the city, to the citizens, to our safety, our security, you're darn right, he's gonna put I'm right there.
I think it'd be clear.
And he has, again, I reiterate, he has, our website, which is lacking his reports. There's Facebook, there's so much other stuff that you can get the message out. I just want to put an end to that, and like I said, the motion is on the table. So, and it's backed up by state law and ordinance.
I think,
Nolan, would you have a problem sending me that statute?
Which one?
It's
The
been-
one you were just saying.
The one I just cited, I can do that, and I can also send out the guidance from open meetings law guide about the specific specificity of agenda items. I think even if the mayor's report stays on, the agenda item itself needs to have some more specificity anyway.
Okay.
But it's up to the council, I guess, as far as whatever motion they're gonna make.
Well, I already made my motion.
And Mr. Tillman,
Add it or Jack, I just.
I seconded it with,
provided reports are being emailed 2 weeks
Correct.
ahead of time.
correct,
I think 2 weeks is fair.
whatever open meeting law, when do you need your agenda items by?
5 days, right?
I have to review it, I don't know.
That gives us a few days to make sure we get it on. there.
Right.
But I think that's fair.
Because you need a chance to read and decide if you want to put something on the agenda. Right? Is that what you're saying? Ken?
like 7 days,
Right. Yeah.
here's 7 days.
So.
I'd say 10 days.
See, what is that? You know that, right?
I do not know that.
Okay, it's gotta be posted by.
Nolan, you know the answer to that?
What's the question?
How many days prior?
The
Days
publishing.
prior to what?
The meeting itself,
How
for like
many days?
for our common council, I wish I knew, I think it was 10 days. Sorry, I don't know that. Again, didn't know I was gonna lead the meeting. How many days before publish? Do you need to have this into the newspaper?
I believe the publication deadline
It's
is
10,
Tuesday to get it in on Thursday. Monday.
Mm.
So to get it into the newspaper, the agenda needs to be finalized by Monday at noon, the week prior to the next council meeting. But the city also has an ordinance that says all matters that are going to be on the agenda have to be forwarded to the clerk's office no later than the first Monday of the month in order to get on the agenda. And that's to give the clerk enough time to prepare the agenda get it out to the newspaper, everything else. So as a practical matter, the deadline to get items into the clerk's office to be put on the agenda is not the Monday before the meeting, it's the first Monday of the month.
Okay.
Whenever that is. And sometimes I don't know, theoretically, that could be, well, yeah, that would at least be the same as the publication deadline, but it could be earlier.
Yeah. But our,
So we're fine, but we need to modify that. I think, a little bit, right?
but our meetings are the second Monday, so that's still only 7 days.
Right, so what if we, instead of trying to do a number of days, the last Monday of the month? You need to have report into us, so that we've got that whole week to get it in to, and
Christine.
in.
Good.
So,
Agreed.
so that's,
Motion.
we want to clarify that, so just so he,
Yep.
where we're at.
Reword it. You're good at that. Oh,
Motion and second. Correct.
Yes.
That, we are going to remove agenda items. Mayor's comments, clerk's comments, treasurer report, department staff reports, and similar. A written report by all committee heads. Must be emailed to Alderman, Mayor, you Christine. And by the last Monday of the month before the common council meeting. So a little written report, doesn't have to be huge, just your regular report.
That work for you, Christine?
No. Okay. Okay, so motion and second,
Correct.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thank you. Next item, committees, commissions, and boards. Library Board monthly report.
You don't want me to read this whole thing?
We don't have to read it. It's turned in, right? Perfect. Appreciate that. It's coming along. The library looks great. Date and time of next meeting, Thursday, September 14th, 2023.
Correct.
At 6 p.m.
Correct.
We're at the Parks Rec Tank Center Commission monthly report. No report, no written,
I haven't had a meeting yet.
okay. No meeting to report on. Okay. Date and time of next meeting, Wednesday, September 21st, at 6 p.m. at the Tank Center. Correct.
No,
It's-
we don't track that. I mean, we'll change it to a Thursday this time, just for people gone. Let me double check. Like, it's Thursday, September 14th.
No,
At 6 o'clock.
The communication committee?
That's for the Parks Rec Tank Center Commission. So that's changed in the, let's make a change of it. Strike Wednesday, September 21st, 2023, 6 p.m. And we're gonna amend B to Tuesday, September 14th, 2023 at 6 p.m.
Oh, hold on,
Thursday.
hold on.
Thursday.
It's Thursday, September 21st. So
Hold on.
that is correct.
Instead of Wednesday, it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. We're good.
I have to get this one out first.
Okay. Thank you. C, Communications Committee, discuss with possible action, dissolution of the Communications Committee introduced by Alderperson Kim Olson.
Yeah, I'm not seeing the point of this communications committee. And they don't have people. They don't have a quorum the majority of the time, along with the CDA. But I'm not seeing any purpose to this, nothing's happening.
Wasn't it when this was first introduced that we didn't really determine that it was gonna be a continuous thing just to get it up and running? I believe that's
It
what it
went up,
was
but it never
in the
ran.
beginning.
I find it to be fruitless.
What is their function?
That's a good question. communications, matter of fact, Quinn had me read something that night for it. And that was back in,
It was, just to create ways to, inform the public and being more transparent.
yeah, it was I've got this thing here somewhere.
Just to get information out into the public.
I think one of the challenges that I agree, if I recall correctly, one of the challenges I remember is that we've had a number of people come in and say, I can't find stuff on the Mayville website. I can't find, you know, what's going on in the various departments, things like that. So I think the idea behind the communications committee was try to come up with a better way to make it more accessible to more people, to make it easier to find what's going on in the city, you know, whether it's Parks and Rec or CDA or water, wastewater, or meeting agendas and minutes or whatever. It's just
So-
to improve communication.
So who is it that takes care of our website at this point? Who's
I
in
believe
control of
Annie
that?
was taking care of that when she was here, correct?
I think so. I don't know. I've never been
Right,
trained
so
on it, so.
basically, in the past, it's been a clerk. And hopefully we'll get a clerk soon. But in this thing that he had me read back in, it was Monday, January 30th, which was the last time I spoke to John Gwen. It was about transparency and like Roger had said, enhances public trust and promotes accountability, transparency, increases citizen engagement, transparency improves decision-making processes, transparency serves to promote and support ethical behavior, and transparency promotes efficiency and effectiveness. I don't feel we need this because we have other committees that cover this. We have heads of departments, if there's anything that needs to be answered, they can talk to them. We have heads of wards. As aldermen, you got a question. That's what we're here for. So I don't see any point in the communications committee. And as of January, there has been zip that has happened. It is not progressing. So that's why I propose to just dump it.
Do you have a motion?
Yeah, definitely make it a motion.
And that would be. That would be,
To the dissolution of the communications committee.
any second,
No, second.
second on that. Person Tillman. First line Olson, you want to take a roll? Or vote?
Yep, no.
Well, you want to take a vote?
Yeah.
Sure. A roll?
Alderperson Olson,
I to the dissolution.
Alderperson Tillman,
Aye.
Alderperson Newman,
Aye.
Alderperson Abbott,
All right.
Alderperson Schmidt,
All right.
and Alderperson Smith.
Unanimous vote on the communications dissolution. Next meeting will. All right, item number D, Community Development Authority, monthly report, CDA. Any meeting?
They didn't have one.
Okay. Take my notes. Sorry about the delay. Thanks for your patience. Date and time of next meeting would be Wednesday, September 27th, 2023, 6 p.m. E, Water Wastewater Commission, monthly report.
Yeah, if you want short, otherwise it's.
Yeah, go ahead for the public. You're short.
We're dissolving.
Yeah, which is-
We're getting rid of that.
That's, it's emailed, so it'll be in the minutes.
Okay,
It's right here.
all right.
Yeah, and then, date and time of the next meeting is actually, tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Planning Commission, monthly report.
Mr. Abbott? Yes.
Did you just say we're dissolving the wastewater commission?
No,
No.
we're dissolving the reading of the reports.
Well, you're all right.
Just earlier.
Okay.
Planning Commission. Monthly report. No? Number two, resolution 5885 2023 approve certified survey map for parcel number 251-1216 2342 092 259 Oak Street.
I'll make a motion to approve.
There's a motion on the table to approve.
Second.
I'm sorry, who motion?
Tillman, number one. Schmidt, number two. All in favor?
Christine's got a question.
Okay,
I got it.
Okay.
all in favor?
Alright,
Motion carries. Number three, date and time of next meeting, Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 at 5 p.m. On to G, Public Safety Committee. Discuss with possible action and amendments to municipal code section 43-25, accessory uses and detached accessory structures, to modify the language to read that detached garages must be serviced by a driveway, eliminate the requirement for sheds, 43-25B.
Is that 430 dash?
Correct.
430
430-25B, and increase the allowable square footage of sheds to 200 square feet, 430-25C, introduced by Alderman Tillman.
Sure. So as we discussed this last time, we tabled it to this month so that I could work on design standard clause, which is now section B. Basically, I think no one read an email from the inspector asking that we put something in there so that people aren't trapping storage in and quantum sheds. So if you look under B, I added that, it's basically just saying accessory structures should be of a similar materiality as the primary structure. Otherwise, all the same stuff.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have like shipping containers still there.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant.
I'm sorry.
We specifically exclude that. 'Cause we-
Well, they'll be prohibited because, so I mean, I can read the design standards section that I've got in there. Accessory structures must be compatible with the primary building in terms of its character, roof shape, building materials, colors, and architectural details.
That's come up recently.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why we bumped it back. So that was the only change.
That would be for citizen comments.
We don't see too many houses that are made out of
I'm letting you know. Thank you.
shipping containers, not yet anyway.
Here it's happening.
It's happening, but not around here.
So the motion,
I made the motion.
Olson, second,
I second.
Mr. Abbott,
Abbott, yes.
Okay. Olson and Abbott. Take a vote.
Alderperson Olson,
I,
Alderperson Abbott,
All right,
Alderperson Tillman,
Right?
Alderperson Newman,
Aye.
Alderperson Schmidt,
right here.
Alderperson Smith.
Motion carries. Letter H, Public Works Committee. Yeah, filling out or today is gonna be late, Mike?
It did not go up.
Say something, oh, Jack, this Jack. was
Jack
here.
Abbott,
Not-
you're Chair of Public Works, aren't you?
Yes,
Okay.
Okay,
we don't really have a meeting there, it's just,
okay.
Okay.
Date and time of next meeting, Monday, September 25th, immediately following the Public Safety Committee. On to I. Finance. First item, discuss with possible action, review bids and selection of realtor to list the library at 111 North Main Street, Mayville, Wisconsin.
Okay, I've got any questions? I'm hoping Roger might have some answers. You know what realtors were reached out to for this?
I do not.
Okay, can I ask that this be brought up at another time, because I just don't like how this is going.
What, is this the advertising that was sent to us, or?
No, there was only two people that were contacted. That lady for the, marketing analysis, I think I worded that correct.
Haley Malone, you talking about?
Pardon,
You talking about Haley Malone?
yes. And I don't even know how she came into the works, but I don't even know her. So I don't know where they picked her from and why.
Are there other, realtors?
There are.
Okay.
There are, that's why I'm wondering why was it, who,
You know, this was put out. These are the ones that returned.
well, that's my question, who were they all sent to? Because other realtors that I spoke to didn't know anything about it.
I thought we had talked about that at one point,
Yeah.
but it got.
We never picked out a
It got
specific
tabled.
realtor.
It got moved down, down, kick the can.
It was brought up, but we never went through, who should we go through? We never were told who letters were sent to. So I'm wondering why these two were picked,
Well,
and who else
Because they applied.
they applied to what?
They responded to.
They responded to the, letters and emails that went out regarding, the sale of the library.
Okay, this young lady, to my knowledge, is the only lady who got a letter, she said.
First, she said that she's the only one that got a letter.
first,
There aren't any realtors that I know of in this vicinity, other than Brock and this lady.
first of all, let's bring it back in.
Okay.
Don't want to get heated about it.
Oh, I'm not
There's two-
doing.
no,
That's how I always do.
There's two ways of getting rid of city property. There's a bid, you do it by bid, or obviously you pick a realtor. So what we need to do is figure out as council decides on how to liquidate property. It's not one person's option to figure out what realtor is gonna be best. We gotta request for bids, we gotta put that out in the newspaper.
Was there an RFP?
I didn't see it. I didn't see it, not,
That was intent to put an RFP out to realtors.
Okay.
Who responded, what I don't know is I don't know who all, how that was communicated and who all went out to.
okay. But the council did vote on it.
Who would they contact, the clerk?
As far as I know, Annie was the one that sent it out. Now, Annie is gone, so.
Okay. But the council didn't vote on,
Well, we didn't get any response until just recently.
okay, well then. I make a motion to table this until next council meeting.
I'll second that.
Or are we gonna just table it until next council
Yeah.
meeting, or are we gonna
Well, so needs to be some
discuss
action.
on how we're gonna go about doing this again? I mean, so that,
I don't want to just table without some action going on with it.
yeah.
Well, we
that's
need
what
a
I'm
list
saying.
of the realtors that did get notice of this. And we need to have others involved, because it seems to me that there were many out there that
Yeah,
didn't know
there's-
anything about this happening.
Is emailing doesn't sound like it's,
That's not voted on.
yeah,
I think we
it
need to-
just doesn't sound like the route to go.
No,
is
obviously.
What I'm saying.
I'd like to be transparent about it.
As far as I know, she contacted people by phone. That's all I know. She's gone.
All right,
How do we ask?
So,
All right, Ms. Malone said she got a letter in the mail,
her?
and she reached out.
She said
Just something that-
That's why she's in here, but she got it from City Hall, here, who actually signed it, I could find out.
Let's bring it back in, let's bring it back in again. So then-
If we're going to table it, though, then we're gonna have. We're gonna table it for the game plan, or we're just gonna come back with these pages and then.
No, that's not.
We sent an RFP out and like the newspaper, that was, what do you think is the right way to go, Sam?
I
would
think,
agree. That'll be the best way to do it. I mean, it's the same way that we advertise everything, right? Minutes and such, any legal notice.
Yeah.
Right,
Put in our ad in paper,
which is,
with RFP and.
which is basically what it is, it's a legal notice.
Right, right.
And then we can also decide as a council if we want to go with a realtor or if we want to go with bid auction.
So we did agree, so we did vote on going with the realtor.
So then we need to put our RFP into the newspaper.
Because, yeah, I mean, that was.
That's my motion.
but Remax did the market analysis, which she came up with 1 million. And then we have the realtor who said it probably would get down to 350, which raised some red flags to me, what prompted me to do some checking on this. So I do think we need to get more realtors involved and do the RFP.
All right, so that's your motion.
I'll make that motion.
Make a motion that we're going to, for the selection, RFP selection.
I think the RFP.
Request of proposal.
Yeah. Request for proposal.
We can't make a decision until we get those proposals.
Right, correct. So we're not going to make any action to hire a realtor at this time. You made a motion that we're gonna put it out for RFP, request for proposal.
You wanna put this on the agenda for the council?
And I'll second that.
We'll put that table until the council meeting or until the next?
Until the next council meeting.
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to put a deadline on the request.
Right, I think it's part of this motion that should be included, right?
Right.
The deadline.
Yes, deadline would be,
Post date the deadline, and otherwise.
Deadline.
Kicking it down the road again.
yeah, deadline would be, when we say the reports, the first Monday. First Monday of September.
Well, we got a lot of time for
You
proposals.
know,
Yeah, I mean,
And
like the
then,
last week of October, that we can hit it in November. I mean, it's too late to do it to get it in there for October.
right, yeah.
That would be my,
So you're thinking October 31st would be the deadline.
I think that's kind of close. Because we have to have, we want things in by that Monday before October 15th. Let's.
A month, exactly.
So. October 27th is last Friday. And then the last Monday.
Something to say?
last
Last Monday
Monday,
would be the 30th, that way we'd have a full week to get that in.
October 27th.
Did you have something to say, Mr. City Attorney?
I have nothing to add at this time.
So that would be my request, that we. Posted by when? Fine, I was gonna post it in the file, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Then
ASAP.
with the close date of October 27th, which is the last Friday. We're still able to have that information by the following Monday, which is the last Friday.
Correct.
That gives us time to get it into Christine and have it in for November meeting.
Good. Motion first by Olson, seconded by Abbott. We're gonna take RFP bids, proposals.
correct.
The deadline is October 27th, 2023. And it'll be posted in the Dodge County Pioneer. That's where we post, right?
Yeah.
Correct. I would take the roll.
With the individual one, I think.
Yeah, I think it's done the last.
We're not picking anyone.
Me?
Alderperson Olson,
I,
Alderperson Abbott,
All right,
Alderperson Tillman,
Aye.
Alderperson Newman,
Aye.
Alderperson Schmidt,
Uh,
and Alderperson Smith.
Motion carries. Number 2, discuss with possible action, dissolve resolution 5849-2023. Approval of engagement with Sikich LLP, introduced by Alderman Ken Newman. Take a motion to discuss. I have a resolution in my hand here. We signed it back in February of 2023. So we have engagement in a financial audit. This is when we are looking for the misplaced money and brought Sikich into the ring of the city of Mayville. And said that,
Allocations of this money.
yeah, correct, but, the engagement agreement with Sikich, I'd like to make a motion that we dissolve this resolution.
I'll make a motion to dissolve.
hang on. Well, you can make any motion you want.
Okay, now,
You make the motion to dissolve.
I am.
I have a question now. Is this just dissolving the investigation? Or is this dissolving them entirely? Didn't we have them on?
We voted on that last month.
Yeah, we just had them on
That's on there.
to,
That's the next one. That's a different resolution.
okay, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so,
what I thought.
so I think it should specifically state that you're dissolving the resolution on the investigation, because it doesn't specifically say that.
Was there a contract?
Correct.
Yes, there's a contract. The contract goes for another 2 or 3
Oh,
months.
sorry, that's what you're referencing, the resolution. Okay, got it. I see what you're doing. But that's specific to the investigation.
Correct.
Yeah, we still have a contract with them. We still have to hire a city clerk, which from what I understand, we haven't even got, well, we got one.
No, we should have got more.
It doesn't pertain to what we're talking about right now.
You got more of those?
All right, so
You were talking about Sikich.
Sikich,
Yeah.
So that's what Sikich was, okay, all of that stuff.
Well, so right now we're talking specifically about the investigation Sikich is doing, not the other stuff Sikich is doing. If he doesn't, the forensic audit that the Sikich is doing. And as I understand it, there's not much left for them to do. So,
if anything,
In the relation, it's already, yeah, and released back at our meeting on 6/28.
I
We were all here.
I think that's the final report that they owe us. And I think it would be wise to just, we're this close to the finish line, and why not wait another month? I guess. Go
I
ahead.
don't think the contract had a date. Did it?
not for the internal investigation, but, in the past meetings with very little to give us or to substantiate any allegations. We've been going down this path of dissolving this,
Never really heard anything from
Yeah.
them.
and you're not going to.
The internal surprise, there's nothing there. The internal investigation was signed by Mayor John Gwynn on 3/13/23 with Sikich. And that was for the misappropriated funds and confidentiality and general services and fees to hire on Sikich as consulting firm over the city of Mayville on the financial side of it. And it's $250 for senior staff, $350 for director, and $450 for partner. I mean, they're done with it, and we should be done with it.
I heard that there was a report coming in the next week to 2 weeks.
I think we should, I'm gonna make a motion that we table this until next month and see if we can get a report.
So there's two motions. There's a motion to dissolve
By me,
the resolution by you and a second by me, and then there's a motion on the table.
As far as waiting for a report. That's what they hired, that's what we hired her for, is to give us a report. So we shouldn't have to wait to dissolve it. They owe us a report, one way or the other, 'cause that's,
It's been time consuming. I still want to know what the final cost to the Maple taxpayers for this so-called investigation. Careful language. I am. I'm thinking. Sorry.
Just to, because this was right at one of the first meetings I was at, wasn't this already done? I mean, are they done?
I don't know if they said they were done. They
The
gave us-
June 28th, they gave us that.
Preliminary report, that's exactly what.
We got the annual report.
Preliminary report.
Got the annual report. Annual budget report back on, from Baker Tilly on that same night, that hour, it was 2 hours and 47 minutes. You can't remember that meeting. But then also Sickich had their report too, and the findings, there was nothing to find. So whatever report we're waiting for, I don't see the resolution and us dissolving it is gonna make them not give us a report. They were owed that, they charge us $7,000 a month.
I don't know.
So,
The $7,000 a month, just to correct, this was for helping with what Tony's doing right now. Just have that.
that's a different,
That's different.
yeah, that's a different, that's
together,
apparently.
all in the same pool. That's, you have to,
We're talking about one item at a time here, not together.
together in the same pool.
One at a time here.
That's where we're at. So the motion is dissolve Sickich,
Completely.
the resolution 5849, 2023. I seconded it. And there's a motion to table it. So I guess we should take a vote on the motion to dissolve Sickich. 5849-2023. Take the roll.
Is there a second on the table,
Yeah.
on the tabling?
No,
No, it's not.
So then there's no
take a
vote.
vote.
We're not voting on that.
Well, is there a second? If there's a second on the, whether it's table or not, then we can at least consider voting it before.
I'll second the table.
Not sure where this goes from here.
Yeah, that's where the attorney comes in, and that's, I didn't know I was running the meeting tonight, so.
I believe there was a motion to table that takes precedence over the main motion, so it should be voted on.
Alderperson.
Again, wait, again,
Which one?
Motion to table takes precedence over the main motion, which is to dissolve the prior resolution, so the motion to table should be voted on.
okay,
So we have, Alderperson Smith, Alderperson Schmidt,
Aye.
Alderperson Olson,
Nay.
Alderperson Tillman.
There.
Alderperson Newman,
no,
Alderperson Abbott.
Nay.
four to two, and then what happens there?
Since that motion failed, you can continue your discussion to vote on the main motion.
Okay,
Motion to dissolve,
my motion was to dissolve Sickich with their investigation.
I seconded
It
that,
was seconded. And we had discussion.
so you want to take a vote on the dissolution or dissolving the resolution 5849-23?
Motion.
Alderperson Olson,
Aye.
Alderperson Newman,
Aye,
Alderperson Abbott,
All right,
Alderperson Schmidt,
no,
Alderperson Schmidt. I mean,
Smith?
sorry, Smith. Sorry.
No.
Alderperson Hillman.
Aye.
That motion carries. Dissolve resolution 5849-2023. On the number 3. Discuss with possible action, dissolve resolution 5877-2023. Appointment of Sikich as temp interim city comptroller / treasurer as introduced by Alderman Ken Newman. I'd like to make a motion to discuss.
All right,
My first question is that we made a 90-day agreement, so
this should be done.
it's done, right? So
But then on the other hand, I would like to ask Tony his opinion.
What?
What do you feel you need help from them?
Well, first of all, they're helping a lot with the budget, as I'm kind of going through everything, trying to figure out what's in every GL account, trying to go through the bank recs and things like that, so I just started training in Casal today, so, I mean, I feel, can I do it? Sure, but I email them back and forth, asking them questions. So I think as of right now, I could still use them for help.
Okay. And that's what's most important to me.
Okay, how much help are you requesting from them? I mean, is it
Or how much.
daily basis?
Not a daily basis, probably a couple times a week.
Okay. I guess, because I would like to see a cap put on that, if we're gonna open this up again.
yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable. We don't need.
Yeah, I don't want to make.
I want you to have the help, but I don't want to leave it open-ended where,
The initial resolution was to appoint them to do the job, so.
So this, so this resolution here is referencing Sikich's temp interim city comptroller treasurer, so I don't think that is what's going on, but, sorry. So if we, someone here, discuss with possible action, dissolve resolution 5877-2023, appointment of Sikich as temp interim city comptroller treasurer, so that's obviously done.
do we have the resolution?
What's the
Is
resolution?
there a copy of the resolution? Can that be read?
Sure. Resolution 5877-2023, appointment of Sikich as temporary interim city comptroller treasurer. Whereas current city of Mayville comptroller treasurer Angela Rundy has provided her resignation, designating her last date of employment as June 4th, 2023. And whereas on May 30th, 2023, the city of Mayville Common Council met for a special Common Council meeting wherein they passed a motion to appoint Sikich as to act as temporary interim comptroller / treasurer for 2 to 3 months. And now therefore be it resolved that the Common Council of the city of Mayville does hereby approve the above mentioned appointment of Sikich to act as temporary interim comptroller treasurer for the city of Mayville.
And what date was it?
Passed on the Common Council of the city of Mayville this 12th day of June, 2023.
So that should be expiring, but the question is,
It should expire like, last month in August, but we kept it on.
But because we have a full-time comptroller treasurer, does it automatically resolve on its own, or do we have to specifically vote on it?
No. I mean, it doesn't say, it says 2 or 3 months. It is technically, obviously,
So we're gonna have,
contract, I mean, I don't know what the terms of the.
Yeah.
there's not, yeah. And that was what we dissolved with the, arrangement of 5849. That was the initial
it was
initial
No, I
signing.
understand that, but this, I'm talking about this part, we, I mean, must have signed some sort of agreement with them, right?
I would like to refresh your memories. Roger, do you recall the last meeting that we voted on as needed? You remember that?
So that, I believe that's a different topic.
Was it?
Well, based on the resolution, here, based on the resolution Ken just read there, this has to do with them as a temporary interim city comptroller and treasurer. They're clearly not doing that anymore. So to continue to lean on Sickich, on an ad hoc basis to support what we need in the city, I think that's a different topic. And that may be, we may need to address that next
Separately,
month separately,
new contract.
something like that.
Exactly. But we still need in the interim right now for Tony to reach out and be able to get a hold of Sickich if he needs any questions.
So we
what
need to
funds-
reword what we want them to do.
Okay, here's what we could do. We
I don't think
could
we can
table,
introduce that today.
No, we can't.
we could table this, can't we?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any reason to even table this. This is kind of not really related to that, but
Okay,
It's already dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, we need to make sure it's dead.
Is there a pending motion or not? I don't think so.
No,
If there's no pending motion, I don't think you need to take any action on this if it's moot. I do have a question, which is if Tony still does need additional help here going forward, and it's not under this contract because it's ended, and it's not under the other contract, which was about the audit, which apparently is now also ended. Under what contract would that be? And I tend to agree with Alderperson Smith that that would be an agenda item for a future meeting.
yeah, I agree with that.
okay.
So, but meanwhile, if we terminate
Let's go
for next month,
I mean, realistically.
they're
this
gonna get,
expires tomorrow anyway, so. This is almost like irrelevant to even
David,
have
don't
that
we-
conversation.
but don't we need something in place so that he can continue to
I'll put something on the
look
agenda.
for his help, or look for their help, and we are, I mean, we gotta, that's gotta be in this. That's gotta be in this.
And I think waiting a month is gonna be. Is tough.
Too late.
So I think maybe we have a conversation about special meeting.
Yeah, a new contract possibly, you think, Nolan?
I think that would be a good agenda item for a special meeting to formalize whatever relationship you need to have with Sickich going forward to help out Tony.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
So I make a motion to dissolve resolution 5877, 2023.
I'll say.
We would have to.
If it's already, if the contract ran out,
We don't have to.
why
do
do
it.
we need, why? do
We don't have a contract.
We don't have to.
We
do
don't
it.
have, I don't have a contract that says that.
There's no contract to dissolve, what are we voting on, Mr. City Attorney?
That would be my point. I haven't looked at it since last month when I was asked to look at it. I do believe it had a 90-day provision in there. I don't know if that's tomorrow. If it is, then it's gonna be expired as of tomorrow.
Already did. You-
August.
We don't have to-
Yeah.
we don't have to, we don't have to vote on it. It's moved.
Yeah,
Okay, so
We can just move
do
on.
we need to get in contact with Sickich to provide Tony with help?
Yes. And
Okay, so
then,
we gotta do that like now, then,
well, we have to have a
Special
special
meeting.
meeting for that.
okay? When are we gonna do that?
What are we doing tomorrow?
You saw what I'm doing tomorrow night.
Meeting's gonna be at Jack's house.
So that's done?
Yeah, bring a shovel.
That's done? Right?
Yep.
Just drop the item.
just drop the item, when the mayor gets ready, he can call a special meeting.
Number 4, discuss with possible action budgeting for laptops in 2024 for council. Introduced by Alderperson Kim Olson.
Somebody added in 2024, that is not what I had on the agenda originally. I just want to let you all know that new laptops were in the budget already. At least 2 years ago. We should have our new laptops already. it was included in budgets prior, so I don't know why 2024 is even in here.
So you're proposing we should get them like tomorrow?
Sure. Put the order in anyways.
Takes me half hour,
I don't know if we
45
can do that
minutes
because.
I don't run it all.
to turn the damn, sorry, the thing on. In order to, always gotta restart it.
I mean, I don't think that, and I don't know what was turned in, but. It was just reference to budget for laptops in 2024. There could be a motion there.
Yeah.
I,
Put an order in now,
budget amendment.
well,
just from a legal standpoint.
Is there anything, was there anything, to your knowledge, was there anything in the budget for 2023?
yes, it was included, and just, I don't know if you're here yet, Roger, but.
You have something that states that?
Yes, in the minutes, it was when Tracy and Sarah were still here, and I remember it like it was yesterday, they said it was already included in the budget for new laptops, and here we sit without them yet.
Well, we need to find that then.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
You said it was in the 2022 budget?
It was either 22 or 21. I remember 2 years for sure ago. It might have been 3 years
But it
even.
wasn't in 2023.
Then there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, so if it's not in the current budget, then in order to do it before the end of the year, then it has to be a budget amendment.
Which costs a lot of money, right?
It depends on what you get or what you want to get, how many you want to get.
Well,
I mean, it's
it would
September,
be-
we can wait till next year, I don't think it's critical.
Yeah. But I just get upset when things are added that I put on the agenda or taken out. And I wanted to explain that to you, that these new laptops were supposed to happen at least 2 years ago. And the 2024, that was thrown in there, but not by me.
Well, sorry, I don't want to keep butting in, but there was a 5-year capital study done that was in 2024, it'll be year 3. And we haven't done anything with that yet. So, I mean, just because you pass it or you put it in the budget, if you don't follow up, then it's moot. I mean,
Okay,
so.
that's fine. I just like, okay, why hasn't this happened yet? Here we are. Just about all of us are without working laptops.
Budget. There's put it on the agenda.
Yeah,
So we can just drop this, this would be more like an email or conversation. Point
Or-
finance or,
or whoever's doing the budget, make sure that,
that would be us,
well,
when we get there.
if you just make sure when the budget, during the process, that it is added and recognized and done.
Again, I would need to know how many and how much it would cost, and then,
This would be
Yeah.
a conversation for a productive meeting, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or I could call you,
yeah, I'm
because I
not,
already got that information from Bob, the IT
So we can
guy.
move on.
Yeah, we can move on.
that's fair enough.
All right,
You okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Number 5, discuss with possible action payroll, accounts payable, agenda format. Introduced by Alderperson Kibbles.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that, that the runs, there's, I kind of, you guys do the running of the accounts. It is the accounts payable runs. There's a certain time when they're done. Are they being done on time? Is what I'd like to know.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a payroll? I make sure I'm not jumping in. Is our payroll? Okay now. Everything all right with payroll?
Can I interject here too?
Sure, Kevin.
So I started with the city on Monday, August 28th. I found out that day that the other deputy clerk put her 2-week notice in the Friday before I started. So we were down a clerk already before I started. The other deputy clerk, was here